Hari Om, greetings, and a very warm welcome online to this Chinmaya Parichay. Recently, we've had number of conferences. We had All Workers Conference in North America, Chinmaya Prabandhan at Chinmaya Vibhuti, and just a week ago in Andhra Pradesh, we had the meeting of most of our brahmacharis, swamis, and some mission members. We are approaching 3 very important years for our Chinmaya mission. May 8th, 2024 is the 108th Jayanti of Pujya Gurudev, followed by 50th year of All India CHIK, the CHIK movement, the youth movement. And 2026, the 75th year of Chinmaya Mission itself, ever since Gurudev started his first Gyan Yajna in Pune on 31st December. Since these are monumental years, we must personally reflect. And Gurudev's main purpose of making his life a complete dedication for our spiritual, material, national, as well as the global progress of humanity, and through humanity, all the beings. In every aspect of our life, every aspect of the society, every aspect of the environment, Pujya Gurudev's contribution, inspiration, vision is exemplary. So these 3 years that are in front of us, first and foremost, what Gurudev wanted was our spiritual growth and progress. To be happier than what we have been, to be more peaceful than what we have been, to be more giving and sharing, and therefore more abundance in our life than we've ever had. Let us first examine ourselves and see how much we have progressed, and to that extent we will be grateful as well as inspired for Gurudev's work and to do Gurudev's work. Gurudev's work was never an individual's dream, vision, goal. His has been in complete line with our Rishi culture. What our Rishis and saints from time immemorial in our Sanatan Dharma have gained, shared, influenced the culture, that Pujya Gurudev continued with greater enthusiasm for this era, this millennium. Gurudev was at the end of the last millennium, and therefore he is the Yuga Purusha for this millennium. And we remain ever grateful to him for the unconditional love, the unconditional knowledge that he gave us, not measuring whether we are fit or unfit, but inspiring us with his presence, giving us the means as well as the energy, the dynamism to grow spiritually as happier, cheerful, sharing people. And with all those tools to imbibe in our true absolute nature and discovering our oneness with everyone, which is the theme of Vedanta, particularly Advaita Vedanta. In modern times, no one has spread the works of Sri Adi Shankaracharya as well as the message of the Gita the way Pujya Gurudev has done. And therefore it is time that whenever a new year comes, whenever an occasion comes, when even a pandemic hits, that we spend some time in self-examination and ask ourselves, what have we gained? How much have we progressed? What have we given back to the society? These are questions we ask ourselves. Each one of us, whether we are Swamis, Brahmacharis, Sevaks, mission devotees, let us ask ourselves, what have we achieved? And none of us can say that we have not practiced, not served, not achieved. But when we examine ourselves, we will also realize with confidence that with what we have achieved, we can achieve much more in the remaining part of our life. Very briefly, Pujya Gurudev, having given us every bit of knowledge, the goal, the means, the sadhana, so the sadhya, the sadhana, has given us in such detail in his discourses, and thank God some of them were recorded and are still available for us to get inspiration from. With the Sandipni Sadhanalaya, he trained many of us to be able to continue this parampara and share this knowledge. Not only sannyasis, but many grahasthas also, by running study groups, etc., have contributed to their personal growth and the growth of society, even continuing it to the future generations. Pujya Gurudev, first and foremost, through his public discourses, when his discourses would conclude, he would emphasize that now, having heard, having experienced a glimpse also, continue by your reflection. And whatever text he would take, particularly every evening, the Bhagavad Gita, he would say that read 2 verses of the Bhagavad Gita. Of course, with the translation and with the explanation that has been given. And particularly for us, the way Gurudev has explained the Bhagavad Gita in such an inspiring, in such a contemporary style, keeping firmly rooted in the traditional as well as the bhashyas of Shankaracharya. How beautifully he has communicated in the English language, and today it has been translated in so many different languages. We have it in Gujarati, Marathi, Tamil, and now we will be soon releasing the Bengali translation also of Pujya Gurudev's Bhagavad Gita commentary. And if we can take up in these following years, and let's start from today itself. Some of you must be doing, because whenever Gurudev signed our copy of the Bhagavad Gita, including my own copy, Pujya Gurudev would write that read 2 verses daily. Reflect on them. And whatever you have understood, those knowledge bits, practice in life as much as you can. Even the little that we practice, the joy of fulfillment in our hearts will be the divine vision of the blue boy or the butter thief of Vrindavan. And I know that how many times We all must have experienced that butter thief dancing in our hearts, smiling in our hearts when we read Gurudev's commentary and have put into practice even a little bit of it. As Shankaracharya says, Bhagavad Gita Kinchita Dita. Just a little bit of study of the Bhagavad Gita. Ganga Jalalava Kanika Pita. Even if we have sipped a wee bit of that Ganga of knowledge. Sakrida Piyena Murari Samarcha. Even for once, we've experienced that moment of complete surrender to Murari. Kriyate tasya yamena na charcha. Such a person not only will not encounter any discussion, any bargaining with the Lord of Death, but in fact will not be affected by the changes of life even during the uncertainties of life. Thus, as a sadhana for these few years, let us read 2 verses of the Bhagavad Gita. If we keep in mind for these 3 years, it will continue for life. 2 verses of the Bhagavad Gita daily, and maintain a journal, a diary, as to how in that day, that knowledge, that attitude that Bhagavad Gita gives us, the sadhana that Bhagavad Gita points out, the value that we may have studied that day, which is important for a devotee or for one to gain knowledge, or what is essential for achievement in this world itself to grow spiritually, the spirit of karma yoga. If we just list down daily, we will be accountable to ourselves. And therefore, Gurudev used to emphasize the second thing, and that is daily introspection. And he said, never underestimate the power of daily introspection. Because it is then only we are alert as to what is happening throughout the day and correct ourselves, adjust ourselves, fine-tune ourselves, change our direction if we need to. And if it is done daily, it will never be too late before we discover not only what greatness lies in us, but also where we can fine-tune ourselves for greater achievements. And of course, the greatest being self-enlightenment. But our rishis continued to say, and Pujya Gurudev demonstrated, that even after realization, it is those who have devotion, those who have love in their hearts, they are the ones who serve. And let not one day pass till we have consciously, deliberately done some good to someone without expecting anything in return. Maybe just one action a day, one seva a day. And even if people discover and give gratitude to us, immediately pass it on by saying that this is because of the teachings of our Guru, Swami Chinmayananda. This will inspire many others to find out who this great master is and what are his teachings and what makes his devotees, his disciples, some of the best people in our life. We have also experienced it. Our fellow brothers, sisters of Chinmaya Mission, our ammas and our uncles, how they have helped us on the path. How our brahmacharis and swamis have dedicated their life to do that. How many of you committee members, sevaks, have even provided and looked after and given love, understanding to the brahmacharis and swamis of the mission also. Thus, we are one big family, and each moment we must think how we must pass on that love, that dedication, that inspiration, and only those who serve the people around them are able to inspire the people to walk this path, to join the family, to make it grow. Therefore, each one of us should also take up one seva in the mission. Today, mission provides for the entire society, from the most rural villages to the metropolitan city, from orphanages to home for the elderly, from KG to PhD, to different forms of healthcare and medication. Which field is it that Pujya Gurudev has not given us an opportunity with our knowledge, with our talent, with our profession, that we cannot serve? Let's do this seva with dedication, selflessly, or rather self-inclusively. Let us contribute back to society. Give, 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 Pujya Gurudev kept on saying. Not only share our wealth, but share our love. And he said, if nothing else, just give a smile. If you live our life like this itself is sadhana. This cannot be underestimated. So therefore, take up with dedication one seva in your local mission center, one seva in the entire mission if the local center does not exist or you don't have a team to create it. But take up some seva, if not even to go and tell people these are the programs we have, even to send out WhatsApp messages and links of our social media. In fact, I just saw in one organization one of the seva that everybody is doing. And of course, it is Gurudev only. If Gurudev was there in this time, he would have told us this also seva we should do. And each one takes up a responsibility that the messages that come from Chinmaya Mission, whether they are videos, quotes, each one sends out to as many people on their contact list. Send out the links of our mission social media. Your local center, our global center, if you can keep sending those, that itself is a seva. Who knows? That silent seva, without even knowing whom we are benefiting, gets forwarded and inspires and benefits someone. In the 75th year, we have to have a grand reach out. When I say 75th year, as we proceed towards the 75th year, that Gurudev should be an household name. Gurudev should be known to the children, to the youth who are going to make up the next generation. And therefore, in whichever way we can express our gratitude, show our inspiration, demonstrate our love and seva, and reach out to the maximum people to inspire them to live this spiritual program. Pujya Gurudev said that in my transformation, the world transforms. in my building myself, my family, my company, the nation expands. Also, all this is possible if daily we do our puja, and the simplest sadhana is mantra japa. And for us in Chinmaya Mission, Om Shri Chinmaya Satgurave Namaha. If we can chant this along with our Ishta mantra, it is anyway said that first we must invoke the blessings of our Guru, and then we should do our meditation. Nam Japa, as Gurudev emphasized, anybody and everybody can do. And this Nam Japa we should continue. In fact, we just unearthed one letter of Pujya Gurudev after his first Gyan Yagya, where he also emphasizes to look after your health and daily exercise and keep your health fit. Daily exercise, which is so much needed in our modern society. If not even daily walks, a bit of practice of yoga asanas. If daily it can be done, it will keep us healthy, energized to perform in our life better. So daily Nam Japa, and therefore in Chinmaya Prabandhan I also said that when we start our meetings, 2-3 things which we must emphasize, that besides we start with the invocation, 11 times let us chant Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. In Kerala, a beautiful practice that all committee members who sometimes do not even attend study groups, if before their meeting they read one verse of the Bhagavad Gita along with the commentary, it takes just 3 or 4 minutes. It will give us inspiration, in fact even give us direction. If we can do that in our meetings. In our meetings, whatever letters, circulars, quotes, videos that have come in that week, see if everybody has received it. If not, please see that correspondence and spread it out. These few sadhanas, if we do, and this is how we run our committees, discussing not just finance and legal matters, but also one part in the agenda, how do we promote our activities? How do we take our grassroots activities, which is Shishu Vihar, Bal Vihar, Junior Yuva Kendra, for a certain age group, our Setukari discussion groups, adult study groups, Vanaprastha groups, all this, if we put our mind to, not sit back and think it's not happening, but keep on thinking of how we can make it happen. See that we have more regular camps and we attend those regular camps. Those of you who have already have learnt meditation, please meditate regularly. These are sadhanas we do, and with that we serve the world around us. Hari Om.